Hang on. We are live with Lunch Break Live. We have Chef Mina. What are you making today?
Hi, I'm making delicious tapas. I'm making shiitake a la gallega.
Amazing. Take it away.
I'm going to start cooking the broth for the shiitake and also the potatoes that will go with the dish. So let's just start.
Welcome to Lunch Break Live, everybody. We are live daily. There it is. What you got there?
These are potatoes I'm going to cook for the dish. So usually I will use for 3 to 4 people, like 3 potatoes, like medium potatoes. And I'm just going to put them in cold water in the pan to cook for like about 20 minutes. And then we also going to start making the broth. So the broth contains half of an onion, the stems of parsley, some kelp, seaweed, garlic, tomato, shiitake, and bay leaf.
I love it. And Tom says, looks like mushrooms. Yes, Tom, you got that right.
Exactly. And we're also going to use some vegetable bouillon, just to give it like a kick, right, of like on the flavor for the shiitake, because it's going to be mocking like the octopus, right, that we will use if we make a non-vegan version. And then we also going to use some soy sauce, like about I say like 1/8 of a cup, and just going to cover it and let it cook. Okay, so this should take.
Love it, everybody.
So
continue, please. By all.
Sorry. So the broth should take around like 20 to like 30 minutes, right? It's not like a long time. You can have it like longer cooking. So the longer, like the texture of the shiitake will be like I would say like softer, like smooth. But since like we are trying to mock the octopus, it doesn't have to be super soft. It's just like a mid texture, like between like hardness and like soft texture. So we're just going to wait while it's done, and also we can use the broth after it's done. We don't throw it away, but we can use it to make paella. So we will just like remove the shiitake for our dish, and we will keep the broth to make like something else.
Amazing. And Chef Mina is coming to us live from California, although she just returned from New York, and she's originally from Barcelona, Spain, everybody. We're so blessed with having you here with us today. Okay, take it away. What's next?
So while we wait, because this is going to take some time, I also wanted to show like the side dishes that usually go with tapas, right? So we will always have some side of bread, but it's not going to bread like this or like with any like mayo or like oil, like stuff like that. What we do, we usually use some tomato and some garlic. So first you toast the bread, and then like you grab the garlic and you use start like you see like rubbing it against the bread. It will give it like a garlic flavor to it. So we just have to do it, and I use like it's like a baguette. So we use baguette. It's like our staple, like this kind of bread, like to share. You can also use like a bread loaf of sourdough if you prefer it. It's healthier. We just keep doing it. Also, like I will say, if you don't like to have the after garlic bread, you can remove like the green part from it, like the inside. That will like help with it. I don't know, like we love garlic over there. It's like one of like, I think it's in every dish pretty much.
Now, you just came from New York, where you are a vegan consultant to restaurants. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So I used to work in kitchens, right? Right now I'm doing a private chefing, but as a consultant, what I will do is I will go to different restaurants and offer my recipes or like how to make kitchens better, like running smoother, or like even like relocating some of like the appliances so everything is more efficient. So that's pretty much it. And I also will tell people like to convert like non-vegan recipes to like vegan recipes. So that's pretty much it.
Well, that's incredible. And as we know, one of the top world restaurants, Madison 11, has gone plant-based. And wow, I imagine that you have helped so many restaurants. Thank you. Thank you. And hopefully you'll do the same here in Los Angeles, I imagine. And what do you have there?
So, okay, so usually what you can do with the bread, once it has the garlic, you can either wrap it like this, which like you can do if you are like trying to be fast, or like it's like more traditional. But like since I want to do like reduce my waste, I will do it like I'm going to like get ready like this, like with the mandolin, and it's similar to like a bruschetta. So we just like try like put it on top of the bread. We spread it. As much tomatoes we want. Like I like a lot because I don't like my bread dry. And we just keep doing it. And this is going to be a side dish that goes with the tapas. It's just like, I guess it's more carbs, you know, like we just need more carbs. So it's just going to go with it. And like we will put some olive oil. So this one is extra virgin. And then we will add some salt.
Amazing. So Tom was wondering if you were grating the tomato with the mandolin. Is that what happened there?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm hoping you'll show us.
It looks something like this, right? So you just like grate the tomato with the with the mandolin, and yeah, and you just put them like you usually serve them like one on top of each other, like this, so people can start grabbing them, because it's all these tapas is like actually like you need them. They are made to share, right? We like to share all like our food. It's part of our culture that when we get together, we just like make food and then we all eat together, like, you know, like from the same plate. We just like with a fork or a spoon, we just eat like this.
I love it. All right, welcome to Lunch Break Live. You all, we are with Chef Mina. She's available for private parties and also for individuals and families. She is amazing. She's world traveled. Oh, you have lots of fans watching today. You have a friend who says you are the best chef. Do we have any questions? Oh, Tom is saying it's a little like bruschetta. Would you say that that's the case?
Yeah, I guess it's like similar, right? Like it's not too far away from bruschetta was made from, like, you know, like us. So I guess it's like similar. It's just a way, I think, to make the bread less dry and not have to use a lot of oil or something, you know, that makes it more like digestive, because it's like bread is really dry if you eat it by itself.
Will you show us what's in the bowl real quick? I want to see how pretty these look. Oh my goodness, look everybody. Delicious. Oh my goodness. Okay, what's next?
So I also put on the side some olives, because, you know, like when you eat the tapas, you need, it's like made to have different small dishes. You don't need like a main dish. It's like you have maybe 5 different like small dishes and you just share all of them. So that's what we, that's like what I was like thinking about. So you eat the tapas I'm making with this shiitake a la gallega, and that one is like to mock the octopus, as I said. So usually it goes with a bed of like potatoes, and like on top it will go like the shiitake. That the shiitake is like the octopus, the fake octopus, right? And when you're waiting, it's like cooking, right? But I also have like, I cook some on the side because sometimes it takes like a little longer than what the brunch break lasts. So I cook them on the side, and I'm going to start showing how I chop the potatoes on it. So you will see, you can do it any, like whatever like shape you want. I prefer to slice them just because it looks nicer on the plate. And these are cold, so this dish can be eaten cold or it can be eaten warm. It's up to you, it's your preference. You can make it the day before because the shiitake will get more flavor from, like, you know, the like staying overnight. And, and you don't want them to be super thick or like super thin. You can also have the other option that you can actually fry the potatoes, because it will give it like a nicer flavor. But I just like it more like this. I feel it's like nicer and it's healthier, I guess. So that should be better. And I'm just going to keep slicing.
Is there any way we can take the camera down a tinge so that we can see you chopping? It's so fun to see you.
Yeah, of course. See.
Oh, thank you. That's great. Perfect. Thank you so much. Amazing.
Sorry, I just moved, so we don't really have a lot of stuff, like everything set up. But I think this is working great.
This is working wonderfully. This is amazing. Okay, so you have a lot of fans who are so excited about this recipe. Now, I understand you also, I've tasted your cheese. You make incredible plant-based cheeses. Are you still doing that?
Yeah, I'm going. So I stopped for a while during the pandemic, but I'm start making them again. So they should be ready soon for like available to buy. But yeah, I'm really excited to like start making again like all these cheese platters for events, as I used to do. You know, the pandemic kind of stopped this a little bit, but I think everything is going to go back, and I can like start selling my cheese again, or even like for like, you know, your own consumption. Like I ate like a whole wheel myself of like the vegan cheese. So
just out of curiosity, how long does it take to make a vegan cheese?
It's depending, right? If you ferment it or not. So the ones I like to make, they are all fermented. But if you don't ferment them, you can make them overnight. If you ferment them, the ones I used to make, they can take up to like 2 months. I would say I have like a Roquefort that it will take 2 months to be ready. So it's like a long process. It's like, and it's like small batches. You cannot like, I don't like to make a lot of them, just because, I don't know, I feel like the smaller the better, like feeling I can have more care about them. And yeah, it can take
I love it. Yes, and cheese tends to be so such an important part of this plant-based, transition that people are making right now. Yes.
Exactly. I think for me was one of the hardest things to stop eating, because I come from a place where you eat cheese with like everything. Like I remember being a kid and just go to the market and like spend my savings in cheese, So it's like it was a hard thing to me. That's why it was like I need to learn how to make it, because I want to keep eating it and I just don't want to support the dairy industry. So it was, I don't think it was like too difficult. Once I learned, I was like, okay, this is even better. I don't feel bloated, I don't feel inflammation, and I just feel great about not taking the milk from like a baby, right? Because it's not made for me.
Exactly. And this is around the world. This is a global phenomenon that people are actually shifting over to the plant-based cheeses. What are some of the ingredients that you use for your plant-based cheese?
So it's depending. You can use from cashews, which is like one of the most common right now. You can use sunflower seeds, or you can use oats. And then from there, I honestly only use like bacteria or probiotics. I don't really use too much. I don't really add anything else except for like a pinch of salt, maybe. So they don't have like a long list of ingredients. It's like pretty natural process.
Amazing. Okay, so what are we doing here with the potatoes on the plate?
So I'm just putting them together, right? I'm trying to make, I don't know how you call it, maybe like a sunflower, like, when you have the flowers, so you put them around this. So I'm trying to put them all around the dish. So all the potatoes are sliced like this, and I will keep going on a spiral. And then on top, I will put the shiitake. Like I might slice them, but you can also have them whole. So I'm just like, keep going until I fill out the plate. You can put more layers, like it's up to you. Like honestly, the best thing of cooking is that you can be creative, and who can tell you anything about, right? Like nobody can really judge you.
That's so true. And you know what I love is how you definitely make all your presentations so elegant and gorgeous.
Thank you.
I remember we had a holiday party with Jane Unchained, and you brought the most gorgeous artisanal, small batch cheese plate with all kinds of beautiful others, like a charcuterie board. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, because I part of the food, it's like for me, it's like an art, right? Like, and like when people want to eat, it needs to look nice, right? Like you eat with your eyes mainly. So like some people say about vegan food looks boring or this and that, and what I'm trying to show is that no, it looks beautiful, it's really colorful, and you have so many options than just like a steak, like just using like meat or something like that. You have some more options as a vegan than like just like as a meat eater, right? So that's why I try to always make my presentations like popping up, so it shows really like the essence of like vegan food.
Yes, 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 yes. So in New York, did you find that in your circle of friends, do you find that more people are going plant-based?
Yeah, actually, I was surprised that I influence some people. You know, you think like you're one person, who can you influence, right? Like I'm just like a person from like a town in Barcelona, right? Who can you influence? But I actually influenced like some of my family. Like I mean, they didn't go all the way vegan yet, so I hope they do. But like it helps because they keep asking for recipes, and they are like, oh, this tastes much better. Or after I feel so much better, I feel with more energy. I don't feel like bloated. So yeah, like I have influenced some people from my surroundings, and that's amazing. I think because we need that, right? We need like to make a change in people's lives to like understand that there are other options.
Absolutely. And yes, this is so incredible. Okay, so just take a look at this beautiful platter that Mina's creating here. Food presentation is art, and we're so grateful. She comes from Catalonia in Barcelona. Is that right? Is that how you say it? Or do you say Catalonia, Spain?
No, Catalonia is Catalonia. Yeah, it's for me. It's its own country. We have our own culture, and we have our own language. So I feel like we are a country. You know, we have used not being as vulgar. Like it's difficult to explain because we are neighbors, right? Like Spain is like right next to us. So people don't really understand, but at the end, it's like we have our own culture, we have our own language, so we should be respected for like and called what we really are, and like as a democracy, things should be heard.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you so much. Yes, and so we're going to be respecting that she's Catalonian, their own language, their own culture, and we can preserve the culture and preserve the dishes. And when you come and you cook with us, we're happy to express that for you as well. And head over to her cool Instagram. You're going to see lots of beautiful dishes there. I'm going to put your link in the chat. So we've got these beautiful potatoes. I'll let you describe. What do we have?
So the potatoes, as you see, that's how I try to set them up. But again, you can do it any way you want. Like, you can do a mix sometimes with the shiitake. I like it like this because they are on the bottom, so they will take some of the oil better. Like everything is going to be more balanced. Like the colors are going to be balanced too. So I will also put some olive oil. This is extra virgin olive oil. You can use any oil, but this one, it changes the flavor of like on the dish. It's like when you eat a salad and you want a good oil, like a nice oil, because it's going to change the way you taste it, like the flavor and also like how it feels in your body. Like I wouldn't use like a refined oil or like any kind of oil. I think this one is good, and what we will do is we're going to do this like this, and then this way, and then what we will do, you see the shiitake, I have them here. I put them before because this was going to take longer. So I'm going to slice them. You can also put them like the whole thing, but I prefer them sliced so I can like put them around the dish better. Like you set them up the way I want. And it's going to slice them. It doesn't matter the size. Like you can play with it, right? Because I guess when you have octopus, the octopus doesn't always have the same shape and it has different size. So you just try to mock it, but just make the shape that you know you feel comfortable with. Let me just cut them.
A few people brought up a couple of movies I just want to bring to mention. One is called My Octopus Teacher, and also another one is Seaspiracy. Those are great films to watch if you want to get educated on what's happening with our oceans. You'll fall in love with octopus. You'll never want to eat them again when you see My Octopus Teacher. Have you seen that, Mina?
Yeah, I have. It's a really cool. I think it's a really cool documentary. It shows how smart they are. But you also have like other, like if you look on the news about like octopus, you will find them like escaping from aquariums. They are really smart creatures, and as like all, they should be respected and treated the way they deserve. And it's like with freedom and love.
Yes, exactly. Oh my goodness. Okay, so look at this, everybody. Wow.
So when you set them up like this, at the beginning, and then you will see it's going to go on top of each other. But at the beginning, you want to like kind of like go with the shape of like how we like establish like set the potatoes up. And for the shiitake, I use honestly, you don't need a lot. I use like less than half of a pound, right? Because like with the potato, it's like it could be pretty like heavy, right? Even if it's like to share, you don't need a lot. And like I think it's like some people say that if vegan food is pretty expensive, this dish is super cheap, and it's even cheaper than actually make it like in a traditional way with octopus. So and it takes way less time to make it than if you have to cook the octopus. That it would take hours, and you need a pressure cooker.
Amazing, incredible. This looks so delicious. And, can you repeat how that you cooked the shiitake?
Okay, so I cook them in a broth that is the one that we are cooking here. And this broth has tomatoes. So what we try to make is like mock the way that they will cook the octopus, right? So it's usually cooked with bay leaf, it's cooked with onion, tomatoes. I put a little bit of kelp and I put some soy sauce because the sea flavor that has in it, and garlic too. And sometimes you can use also what I did. I used the stems from the parsley that I'm going to use to decorate. So we use everything. There is no waste on this dish. And it just has to cook around, like I would say, you can cook it for 25 minutes. You can cook it longer. You can remove the shiitake and keep cooking the broth for like to make rice or to make something else.
And I noticed that one of the things that we did together was we marched in the streets and we brought awareness about the climate crisis and our food choices. Do you want to share anything about that? What inspired you to come down and make some noise and bring some awareness? And it's best if you step a little closer to the stove because I don't want you to get cut off by a little bit of the technology up at the top. Yeah, there you go, right there. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, so the thing is that I feel, right, everything we do has some consequence on the earth. What we can do is actually minimize what we, like, the damage we do in it, right? And like changing your life choice is one, like, it's the less you can do, right? Like, just like changing to eat some vegetables instead of eating meat, what is like a big thing for like the climate change, or like, I don't know, like this, we need the animals in the sea to even for us to survive, right? So like when somebody doesn't want to use a straw, but then I see them eating fish, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. You have to live up with your ethics, and then you have to like try to help as much or reduce your waste, or like use like making these kind of dishes. Like it's not a big thing, and that's the thing. It's easy. We have so many. It's available. It's affordable. So I don't think at this point people have any excuses to don't do these steps, because these are baby steps for what is happening. The climate change. We just have to see how the weather is changing. All these hurricanes. All these like the dry, like it doesn't rain or it rains crazy. So I think at this point we really have to think about like what are we doing? Like we need to do something immediately. We cannot wait anymore.
And look at this delicious dish, everybody. Tapas. Oh my goodness. Maybe we can review everything. You can show everything up close so everybody can see. Oh, it looks like you're going to be adding something on top. Take it away.
Yeah. So I'm going to be adding the olive oil again because the shiitake don't have it. So we add some olive oil. And then I'm going to add smoked paprika. This one is from Spain. I really like the paprika from over there. It gives it's like sweet and like also smoky. So it gives a really nice flavor. So I'm just going to start like maybe I will use like a couple of spoons like this. It should be like 1/8 of like a teaspoon. So at the end it will be like maybe 1/4 or like half of a teaspoon. And this. And then the last thing we're going to add is going to be the parsley. We want some green, it's mainly for decoration. So we just want some green on top, like around the dish, just to make it pop up more, like and make it more colorful. Some people only like to use the leaves. I like to use everything. So I'm just going to just chop it.
Yeah, you know why the word is chop chop? Because it sounds like it.
Oh, that's funny. I never thought about actually. So we use
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Okay. You can also use some like nice salt that you have in your house. It's up to you. Like if you don't want to use salt, you don't use. I like to put a little bit. This. Yeah, and here we have our dish.
Gorgeous. Look at that. Can you come a little closer? Because I want everyone to see it up close. Oh my gosh. Wow. Look at that gorgeous dish, everybody. Incredible, Mina. Wow. That is so gorgeous. Okay, well, we're going to wrap the show up because I know you have a lot of things on your plate. Haha. And things happening in your world. Thank you so much for joining us here on Jane Unchained. Head over to janeunchained.com for this printable recipe and thousands of others. We'll take it back to you, Mina, for final words, and we'll take it out with that dish. Thank you so much for watching. Mina, back to you.
And thank you so much for watching us. And also, if you have any questions, you can ask, you can write me on the Instagram, and they're going to share it with you guys. And yeah, like you just have to try to make as many dishes, be creative, and look for what you like to eat. And then it's like going to be so easy just to do the transition, right? Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you next time. And I just want to appreciate everybody who's watching. We have so many of the fans. And Fran wanted to say hello, yummy, as well. You got friends from New York watching, too. And thanks, everybody. Shout out to you all. We appreciate you here on Jane Unchained Lunch Break Live. We'll see you next time, everybody.